up? What's good? What you know? There's fake news everywhere I look, everywhere I go. People wearing masks and gloves. It's all good if you ain't got one. Sew it by hand. Give a fuck, give a damn. Show a little interest at least in your community and the things that you see. I see the moon poking at me in plain view. It's daytime, 4:40 in the afternoon. Wasn't no geometry major, but I see the sun, the earth. Man, forget it. Y'all ain't ready. I've been studying, so I'm ready. Don't matter if it's open book, pop quiz, never study, never should. The actual act of writing down the information makes it stick in my brain. Hope you use your noodle, not to make ramen, but to do your duty, huh? Yo. Freestyle fresh! This is pretty fire. This is pretty fire. So, Sincere Noble, shout out to them. My first time hearing this beat. Jadakiss Fabulous Casanova type beat called Fake News. Shout out to the beat makers, as always. Appreciate you guys. It gives me life. Freestyling is a way for me to defragment my processor. Right? I need to get back on my meditating. I had a process. I had a practice, trust the process, of meditating, of doing yoga. I tried to do both of those things daily. Got derailed a long time ago, but it's time to get back on it. It's also Face Your Fear Friday. It's also Face Your Fear everything. Because the world as you know it is the end of the world as you know it. But I feel fine. I don't remember where that came from, but it's a song I heard before. Remember Chappelle when he came out and he did the he did the tonight we're gonna party like in 1999, and he wove it in to the opening of his special. Man, he's a genius. Somebody was talking about his Mark Twain Award. I guess it's on Netflix now. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I haven't seen the whole thing in its entirety. But yeah, go check that out. A lot of people seem to need content these days. I don't have time. I have not made time to. I tried to watch Ozark. I'm heavily invested. I love season 1 and season 2. And I tried to start season 3 last night to give myself some, mindless entertainment. 10 minutes, I had to turn it off. I was like, nope, gotta get back to work. Just work. That's it. I got 2 kids, man. I got 2 kids. Work is not done until it's done. You dig? If you die today, are you happy with where you set up your legacy, your seeds? If the answer is no, get back to work. What are you doing watching me? Turn this off. Go get back to work. I don't think that people should apologize. Like comedians, right? I don't think they should apologize if they offend people, right? Just because people are offended. If your intention was foul and you apologize for it, cool. Don't apologize for the content. Clarification, I welcome that all day long. Because what happens in vagueness stays in vagueness. And ambiguity is right next door. You dig? A dear friend of mine pointed out on my vlog yesterday about the research, right? I had felt convicted, to use the in the religious connotation of the word, that I was using the term research loosely, right? Basically, just because you watch a video and you repeat the information in the video doesn't mean you did research. That means you're just looking at information and repeating it. And, he pointed out the misstep, misspeaking, it didn't ring true. It didn't make sense, and I was right. I was in the moment. I tend to get caught up in emotions, and I tend to get caught up in the emotions of other people. I'm very empathic, empathetic, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, just clarify that statement. It bears repeating that research takes place in a laboratory. Yes, and yes, but in the information age that we are now, and let me say that statement came from somebody that is much older than myself, right? So what's interesting about my generation is we grew up, we saw the internet be born, take shape, and use it. I did plenty of research papers where I had to go to the library, get encyclopedias, cite sources, blah, 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 etc. Right? So, somebody who was born, somebody who's like under 30, they may never have experienced that. They Google everything. So for me, I consume content on YouTube, podcasts, etc. And I do consider research. And here's why. Here's the difference. I'm not just taking stuff at face value and repeating it. I'm taking sources here, from experts, people that have dedicated their lives to a certain field of study, right? Then comparing it to other sources, confirming said research through analysis, anecdotal evidence, and most importantly, synthesis. That's the most important thing that was missing from what I said yesterday. It doesn't really matter where you get the information from. Well, it does matter, but one is not necessarily more or less credible than the other simply because of the medium. You dig? So, that being said, I feel that research takes many forms, and in this area, and the reason I looked up that beat, I typed in fake news type beat because that's what you do nowadays, and I wanted to get that vibe. El Presidente Trumpo, that's one of his battle cries, is fake news. And I take that to mean that the mainstream media, the news outlets that we are most accustomed to hearing from, are not legitimate in some form or fashion. And I gotta say that the more that I look, the more that I observe, the more that makes sense and rings true, right? Doesn't mean that everything they say is fake or incorrect, but some important things seem to be ignored, suppressed, altered, spun, and any other garment or thread reference wordplay that you can think of. You dig? So shout out to all the researchers in laboratories with petri dishes doing the hard work with the field mice, the medical mice, and the data. Ooh, the mice are broken. Look that up. And shout out to all the people that are scouring all the digital platforms and getting their information that way and synthesizing it and making it available to you, the viewer. Appreciate you, love you. Face Your Fear Friday. Do something that scares you, but also it scares you and it does not endanger somebody else. Very important caveat there. I just touched my face. Oops. So I'm going to sanitize. And I gotta run because I got some things to do. But you know how it is. You know how we do on the Fresh 2020. We never come out the blue like the color of the sky. Be home before curfew. I'm warning you. I I got a content sandwich with no mayonnaise. Cause I don't like the taste, but sometimes need a little moisture aid. Got a taste for some pastrami. Last night I had Thai food, and last before that was pizza. Man, I gotta do a little better, eat more vegetables and more fruits and things that from nature that grow out the ground and start my own garden this springtime. What a better time to sow some seeds in the ground. You can always count on the harvest to be right around the corner unless you got them GMO seeds. See you tomorrow. Remember, give your body the things that it needs to fight the dis-ease.